Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Gurudev Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
I request Sri Shashi Bhushan Mishra ji to come and say a few words from his heart.
Om Dhyanamoolam Gururamurtihi Poojamulam Guru Padam Mantramulam Gururavakyang Mokshamulam Guru Kripa. Om Shantihi Shantihi Shantihi. I will speak 2-3 points. You are all in physical presence of Swamiji, but very few can appreciate or might have passed through the subtle influence of Swamiji from great distance. Myself is the proof and testimony of the subtle influence of Swamiji in my personal life as well as institutional life. This is the International Yoga Society, the institution founded by Swamiji, is the only institution in the world in which the president founder person has never seen it physically for the last 45 years. And this institution is working and doing a lot of work touching the life of immense persons in various ways. This is the greatest proof of Swamiji's subtle influence on the devotees as well as on subtle plane. In personal life, I had many occasions, many times I have experienced miraculous working of Swamiji's influence. I will give one incident in half a minute. 19th January 1995 was a red letter day in my life, personal life as well as life of devotees. My 10 years son Prabhakar was kidnapped from the ashram gate. 10 years son Prabhakar was kidnapped on the ashram gate. I came to know about his kidnapping at 11 o'clock. And it was when I looked in my deep heart, I was calm and quiet and balanced. I did not know what to do. But suddenly, I made a mental contact with Swamiji. At that time, in Miami, the time must be about 1 a.m., deep of night, dead of the night. The physical body of Swamiji might have been sleeping at that time, but the astral body, subtle body of Swamiji was working. Suddenly, I found myself that some external force had possessed me, and I thought that I must go at a certain point. I took my scooter and asked my family members, another person, please wait till I return back. I did not know where to go, but some force was guiding me. I took my scooter and a mental conversation started on that point. I said to the Swamiji, Swamiji, I don't care for the prarabdha of my son. If his prarabdha is to be lost, I don't care. But I care for only one thing, that the relationship between Guru and Shish is on the stick. Nobody will dare to dedicate his life for his Guru selflessly if something happens to my son. Because everybody will say that what you gained by dedicating yourself to a Guru, you sacrificed your professional life as a medical doctor, you sacrificed your professional life of your wife as a medical doctor, and you lost your only son. What you gained for this devotion? And at that time, my scooter was, I didn't know where to go. But suddenly I went to Vivek Vihar. But many people who are from Delhi, they might be knowing about Vivek Vihar. And I stood, somebody was just moving my mind. I stood in front of a Ram Mandir. At that time there was 12:30 p.m. and I prayed to the Lord Ram that Guru-disciple relationships should not be have a bad name, and this should not be a bad precedence for the other persons. And so please do whatever is best for this. And within 5 minutes, I found that something had crossed my back, and when I looked back, I found my son was there. And when he said the entire story, then it was unbelievable, unbelievable. It is not a cinema story. It is true happening in a devotee's life. He said that I was standing on the gate of ashram at 10 o'clock. Somebody came, he got hold of his hand and said, okay, don't cry. Don't cry, I have chaku in my hand. I will kill you. And he took some far away from the ashram. In a lonely place, he put the boy in a sack and carried over his head and took him in a bus to a distant place. At that time, after 1 hour, I communicated Swamiji mentally, and when he had some fatigue in his leg, he stretched his leg, and the mouth of the sack was open, and he found 5 rupees note in the sack. 5 rupees note. And he took 5 rupees note, and the sack was placed backside of the bus. And the man who caught him was sitting in front near the driver. He took 5 rupees note, and from back door of the bus he stood on the red light, and there was a bus standing. On that it was written Vivek Vihar. He got that. He rode in that bus and came to the Vivek Vihar, and at the same time, at the same time, I was at that bus stand, and he saw me there, and he hugged me from behind. See the sequence of events, see the timing, see who guided all these things. I came exactly at that time, he came exactly at that time, and we both met, and I went there at Vivek Vihar alone and came back with Prabhakar. This is the subtle working of Gurudev, and he always there. But I want to emphasize on all of us that have complete surrender in the Gurudev. Gurudev Bhagwan has all the capacity. He has transcended the limitation of time, space, and causation. Don't try to be sentimentally attached with your Gurudev. You always try to become 100% surrender yourself, and selfless devotion is needed. Then only you will see that what type of miracle is working in your life. And this type of many incidents are there, and every day I experience this type of miraculous working of divine grace through Swamiji. In last, in two lines I will conclude my talk, and on behalf of all devotees, I pray in the lotus feet of Sri Gurudev that सांसों में तुम्हारा नाम रहे, दिन रात सुबह और शाम रहे, हर वक्त यही बस ध्यान रहे गुरुदेव तुम्हारे चरणों में. चाहे दुश्मन सब संसार बने या मौत गले का हार बने, विष ही नित आहार बने रहे, ध्यान तुम्हारे चरणों में.
ओम ब्रह्मानंदम परम सुखदम केवलम ज्ञान मूर्तिम द्वंद्वातीतम सत्सगन सदृशम तत्वमस्यादि लक्ष्यम एकम नित्यम विमलमचलम सर्वधी साक्षिभूतम भावातीतम त्रिगुणरहितम सद्गुरुम तम नमामि. ओम. This Guru Stotra comes from Yoga Vasishtha. And let me give you a complete interpretation of this. Adorations to the Sadguru, just for your information. Satguru, that's the when you break it into Sat plus Guru becomes Sadguru. Sometimes confuses the Western mind. When you read his Sad Guru. It's the same word for Satsanga. Satsangatve nihisangatvam nihisangatve nischalatatvam. It's a great statement. If you do satsanga, you become detached from things that are illusory. Nihisangatvam, nihisangatve nischalatatvam, niramohatvam. Therefore, you will not have a foggy mind. In other words, nirmohatvam. Moha is like a fog, mist. If you are moving in mist, you do not know where to go. And the world is filled with moha. Nirmohatve nischalatatvam. But you will cross over moha and nischal. You begin to be drawn to the divine self. And who could be more nischal than God? Achal, immovable, immutable, absolute. Nischal tattve jivan mukti. And if you have that inward, one-pointed movement, it leads to liberation. So I've just extended the Sadguru aspect. Coming back to Brahmanandam, adorations to the Sadguru, who is Brahman, the giver of supreme bliss. Try to understand again. Giver term. Advanced students should assimilate this point. Liberation is never given. Anything that is given will be taken away. And the scriptures go on elaborating this point. Devotees confronting God, God appears and the devotee ask any boon. The devotee plays a foxy mind. He knows that liberation he will not give. So he asks, give me bhakti. Constant devotion. And once that has been promoted by God's grace, mukti is yours automatically. Mukti bhakti ki dasi hai. So if you could secure bhakti, mukti will be automatic. Mukti is not given to you point to understand the mukti is a revelation of who am I. The I am in you is not given to you. You are already. But allegorically, Guru becomes the giver of supreme bliss. Allegorically. The embodiment of pure consciousness. Absolute Chaitanya. This is also described in scriptures, light of lights. What's the light that enables you to experience the world? The first level of answer is senses. If you don't have senses, you'll be senseless. But then you ask the question, what is the light of the senses? The answer comes, mind. What's the light of the mind? Intellect. What's the light of intellect? It goes on, and ultimately God, the divine self. When we speak of light, light relates to consciousness. Generally, people continue to develop that illusion, though it's perfectly okay in the beginning when you are doing meditation. And think of God, light of lights, effulgent. How effulgent? Hundreds of suns put together. The fact is, you can't really handle that. One sun is enough. But what's the allegorical point? Just like all illuminations on the earth, every day you have morning, evening, different colors, rainbows, shimmers, shines, reflections. All those have their source in the sun. All your experiences are like different illuminations, the experience that you have at the level of your senses, experience that you have in the form of your emotions, sentiments, experience that you have in the level of your intellect and ego. All these experiences are like illuminations of the absolute self, pure consciousness. When you sleep, senses are not there, mind is not there, intellect is not there. Your most loved one, the ego, is not there. You are moving a sunward movement. Then all the reflections are not there. The rainbows are not there. Shimmering clouds are not there. Who is there? The sun. And the sun has been always there. Blended with different illuminations, or blended with different levels of awareness. An illusion develops. Where is God? And smart people start studying God in the terms of time and space. When did God come to create the world, and what led him to create? I will not go into that detail. But just I'm trying to leading your mind to understand awareness. You are really aware when you calm down your senses, where your feelings are not going towards the world, but they have turned into divine love. Your will is not limited for worldly attainments. Your will turns into a divine sankalpa, may I attain enlightenment. Your intellect becomes intuitional. Intellect is like a caterpillar. Even though it has 1,000 legs, the caterpillar cannot compare with a butterfly. I'm giving a joking type of thing. That capacity of your intellect is not understood by the masses. You have moments of inspiration, everyone. But life continues to be drenched in perspiration. The subtle art of how to allow that inspiration to operate, that art is missing. And that art is the need of all humanity, going beyond the limited intellect. Beyond the pairs of opposites that Guru is being described, the world is filled with pairs of opposites. Heat and cold, praise and censure, sneezing and laughing. Adversity and prosperity, understanding and misunderstanding. The self, the innermost self in every individual is vast like the sky. The illustration of the sky is highlighted in the scriptures, easy to understand. Clouds come, thunder, rain, lightnings crash. When all this moves away, you don't see a single scratch in the sky. The sky doesn't believe in history. People have the record of how big storms came so many years ago and how terrible things happened. But look at the sky, it has not maintained a slightest scratch. So through your intellect, you begin to imagine how many embodiments you may have taken. Imagine the immensity of time and space. But all this immensity of time and space and causation, they do not affect, touch the real I am. And God has allowed you to have that little glimpse through your deep sleep. You move away from time and don't miss it. Rather, you are refreshed after deep sleep, having voided all your experience. You come up with a shining face. I had a wonderful sleep. I knew nothing. I will not elaborate further in that direction. Taintless. That's why God is called taintless. There are no taints, no scratches. Immutable. Witness of the all the states of the mind, beyond the three gunas, denoted by the utterance, thou art that. The scriptures give you Mahavakya, great utterance. Just to remind you of the great utterances. Prajnanam Brahma, that's one utterance that defines Brahman. Brahman is pure consciousness. Next utterance is called Upadesha Vakya. Tattvam Asi. Thou art that. In modern language, you are that. You don't like thou. Your understanding of yourself has to undergo a tremendous change and transformation. That's the essence of all religions. I am, that am I. How much you are aware of your I am, that is the unmistakable indication of your spiritual progress. That I am is the absolute self. Then after Tattvamasi, the next great utterance is Aham Brahmasmi. When Upadesh is given, thou art that, you don't repeat it, thou art that, thou art that. You practice Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman. And end up, I am Atma Brahman. This self itself is Brahman. To that Sadguru, I offer my adorations. This just gave you a quintessence of Brahmanandam Paramasukhatam. Let me give you some points about Guru Purnima. Guru and Purnima. Purnima is full moon. Gu means Guha. Guha means cave. Ru is illuminer. Now let me present the Vedantic picture. If you begin to advance in a spiritual process, your mind set on the purpose of life. There are 4 purposes of life: dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. In the same sequence. Dharma, ethical value. Artha, material value. Kama, vital value, social value. Moksha, liberation. When you become deeply interested in attaining the goal of life, now it's an allegorical picture. You are facing you have as if a task of entering into a cave. The front of that cave is body identity. I am the body, that's the big gate of that cave. When you enter into that cave, you discover amazing scenes and sights. I'm using allegorical language. In other words, when you move away from your body idea, you begin to discover the dimension of your sense experience, the dimension of your emotional experience. Each level is like going deeper and deeper into the cave. Spiritual movement is penetrating this cave until you become free of all troubles. Guru's role is to give you light in your hand, enable you to have purity of intellect. As again, purity of intellect doesn't come all at once, there are degrees. So as purity of intellect starts, now I'm coming to give you a very quick movement. You face 3 challenges: mala, vikshepa, avarana. The first step you enter into the cave comes certain obstacle that will not allow you to go deeper. That obstacle is mala. Mala is malos. Kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, lust, anger, greed. Pride, conceit, jealousy, etc. That's called moha. Guru's teaching is meant to help you to sublimate those malas. Those malas are the basis of asuri forces. They are called asuri sampat. And I will just give you the names: dambha, hypocrisy; darp, conceit, as if you have 2 horns on your head; atiman, you did something very little, but you want tremendous appreciation for it. Krodh, viewing things with anger. Muscles are weak, but anger is raging. Parushya, uttering harsh words. Many things have become normal to human beings. But if you come into satsanga under spiritual guidance, you are awed to understand how much is your potentiality. Let me remind you of Hanuman and Rama. When Rama asked Hanuman, how am I related to you? Deha buddhya tu dasoham. Hanuman says, from the point of view of body, I am a slave, you are the master. Even at the very beginning stage, you are to have a physical body which allows you to do your purushartha. The marvel of marvels. How out of matter that doesn't really impress the mind, potatoes, cauliflowers. How out of all that, physical body has been fashioned. If all this God has done Why do you have to strain your mind? I have a farm, I need rain to come. And we go on looking up to the clouds. I'm just joking, but the idea is learn from your very body. Your body is your guru. The guru term again you have to understand. First traditional guru, that I will go on touching those points. But let me conclude with these three aspects. Jiva buddhya tvadanshaka. To the extent I am soul, I am a ray and you are like the sun. Marvel of marvels. Every human being has the capacity to grow in the image of God. And that's called spirituality. And further marvel, Atmabuddhya Tavaiva. So I'm coming back to the cave simile. First obstacle, mala, is destroyed by manonash, the Sanskrit word. When a mind is not shaken by raga dvesha, attachment and hatred, things always present that can be pleasing or that may not be pleasing. But allow yourself, now try to understand another level. Let yourself be shaken, that's normal. If you don't shake, something is wrong with you, go to a psychiatrist. But just like a tree, allowing itself to be shaken becomes stronger and stronger at the root. Even while you are being shaken, try to get every experience connected with God. Adversity is an austerity. Prosperity is another type of austerity. Both pass away like day and night. Manonash becomes your first step. कबीरा निर्मल मन भयो जैसे गंगा नीर पाछे लागे हरि फिरे कहत कबीर कबीर. Kabir Dasi giving an insight. People complain, where is God, where is God? We do so much prayer and He doesn't come. We go to the tirthas and God runs away. Allow your mind to be purified. The moment purity enters your mind, if you go on developing good qualities, virtues, eradicate vices, that art has to develop. So when mind begins to develop purity, you don't look for God, where is He? The entire world is nothing but God. Every nail appearing in you is God. Your hair comes from Tanamatras. Tanamatras are the Maya Shakti of God expressing as Tamasi Prakriti. This seems difficult to understand, but try to understand. In dream, You see yourself just like you see yourself in waking state. But everything that you see in your dream is made up of your own consciousness. So your consciousness permeates all your dream. Similarly, God consciousness permeates all this world. Mala, removal of mala gives you a great movement of ascent towards God realization. And karma yoga is lined up for this removal of mala. How to perform your duties. Next step comes vikshepa. Vikshepa is subtle desires in your mind that keep your mind constantly distracted. Those desires, they become the basis of Daivi Sampat or Asuri Sampat. If purity develops in your unconscious desires, unconscious again is deep-rooted state of unconscious are called samskaras, impressions. The seeds that begin to sprouting level called vasanas. You are going into the cave. The first stage, mala, is removed by manonash. Vikshepa, that's the level of your subconscious that grips your body, your personality. That level is purified by bhakti and dhyana, devotion and meditation. The Sanskrit word is upasana. And that terminology is there, vasana akshaya. Manonash, vasana akshaya, tattva jnana. Now you are coming to the core of the cave. And that core has a magical nature. The moment you develop tattva jnana, a mystic window opens into that cave. And you are gripped by eternity. That's the story of Guha, and Ru, the light. Mala destroyed by manonash. Vikshepa destroyed by vasana akshaya process. And avarana, ignorance, destroyed by tattva jnana. So remember these points. All those points, they become clear if you live your life within the spirit of integral yoga. Yoga practiced in a healthy way, the real way. The religion practiced in the real way is an integral movement in your personality. This point generally people forget. Errors enter the mind, and let me just dramatize some errors. To most people, religion constantly remains a kind of a miracle. That's perfectly okay. Remember miracles. Be inspired. But don't stay caught in that. allow yourself to change. And that will begin to occur automatically if you maintain the simple points like be good, do good, serve, love. Live your daily life with japa, meditation, satsanga. And then emotions, bhakti. Bring bhakti, devotion in your life. Here again, errors take place. The scriptures go on giving you the idea, detach, attach. Your mind brings the picture. Detach, move away from the house. Attach, go to a temple. All these errors that occur is because you are not being guided. Therefore, the need of Guru. Even ordinary things you want to learn, like music, dance, or whatever, you need a guru. The spiritual movement requires an authentic guru. Here again, looking for a guru, you have to be healthy in your mind. What are you expecting from your guru? Because the world is filled with all types of personalities. Ramayana gives an episode. Hanuman is going to bring a medicinal plant from the Himalayas. On the way, Kalanemi assumes the form of a great bhakta, devotee, and he sings. O Musafir, traveler, where are you going? This is night. Rest for a night. Come, get my diksha. I will not go into too much detail. But there again, to what type of guru you will become drawn to depends upon your karmic process. If you are not an adhikari, if you have not developed certain good karmas, you are not sensitive to recognize where is your source of inspiration. Go to a guru in whose name many miracles have been associated. And you go to the guru so that quickly you can attain liberation. So, let me turn my attention to. In Guru Purnima, we are celebrating, from traditional point of view, full moon day in Ashadha. Ashadha, Hindi Sanskrit word. It occurs June, July. And this time it has occurred when you know it. In the memory of sage Vyasa. Sage Vyasa is the editor of the Vedas, 4 Vedas. He wrote 18 Puranas, Mahabharata and Bhagavat Puran. Immense work has been associated with sage Vyasa. All this again, let me give you another aspect of looking at it. Your mind should not go after the fact that sage Vyasa wrote all this. And when was he, and how, where did he live? That's an unnecessary distraction. From a very practical point of view, whoever composed the spiritual things were known Vyasa. Many Hindus would like to hear that. Many kings were known as Janaka. What I'm leading you to understand that spiritual knowledge, like science, is not human creation. It's a revelation. Newton gave the laws, but did Newton create the laws? Laws existed much before. One more statement in this, because this is a whole vast subject. तुलसीदास जी से तात स्वर्ग अपवर्ग सुख धरिय तुला इक अंग तुलयन ताहि सकल मिली जो सुख लव सत्संग. Bring all the pleasures of heaven and sub-heaven, bring all the pleasures of the 14 lokas according to the Hindu caste system. Put it on one side of a measuring scale. And a short period of satsanga on the other side. And it is satsanga that outweighs all. And satsanga means Guru Sangha. And Guru Sangha means being inspired. Now, turning to Purnima term, moon shines the best when it is full moon. Your mind is like the moon, la luna. Therefore, if it doesn't shine, you are a lunatico. What makes your mind shine? Now, if you are not advanced, the material things, your progress and prosperity, what Upanishad calls alpam, something so little and your mind shines. So that's not a real shine. But when your mind begins to shine by the sun and shine to the fullest, Guru Gyan is like the sun. And as your mind begins to shine with that sun, and you come to the full moon type of revelation, then you become sthita prajna. You attain enlightenment. And you begin to enlighten others. Here again another point. The Guru is not involved in creating a bond between disciple and himself. Guru is there to break the bond. The whole world is your Guru. When you begin to develop that, the Guru is really pleased. I'm talking about authentic Gurus. The Guru Bhavana is how to be inspired by all things God has presented to you. Gita elaborates it on Vibhuti Yoga. Behold the lilies of the field, how do they grow? Behold these flowers. They are smiling and when Guru Bhavana becomes universal, you live to learn. You see even birds and their special qualities, their tenacity, and so many things. You are a teacher, you begin to learn from your own students as you teach. The teacher that has always a vanity, I am the teacher and these people are nitwits. That's not, that there is no real teacher disciple relationship. There's a saying, Guru gud hi rahe, chela chini ho gaya. People don't have a complete meaning about it. The meaning is, through Guru, attain spiritual advancement. If you attain spiritual advancement, share it. Your spiritual growth is like blossoming of a flower. Waft the fragrance. There again, don't wait until you blossom. You start creating affirmation. I am the flower. I will not radiate onion and garlic. If you are doing that, the disciples match themselves with coming generations. Each Guru is in his own time. All the scientific progress has not taken place. The next period, next generation will be much more advanced. There are gurus who don't know how to use computers. Coming gurus will be smart. The simile is, first comes the good, crude sugar. But then it goes into progress, make scientific progress. Chini. It doesn't mean that the disciples begin to teach more than what Guru has done. But disciples are in the position to bring the teaching to match the masses. And that challenge is always there. So चेला चीनी हो गया. There's a statement in the scripture. Nityotsavo bhavet tesham nityam nityam cha mangalam yesham hridistho bhagavan mangalayatanam hari. Bhakti, when bhakti begins to develop and your goal is set, I'm going to attain enlightenment. Then every day will become your festivity. He in whose heart there abides Lord Hari, for him there is eternal festivity, day after day, forever. So may God shower His blessings and make your life a perpetual utsav, festivity. Also turn your attention to 24 Gurus of Dattatreya. The purpose behind 24 is not to count the 24, but to understand that lessons come from all directions. Lessons don't mean instructions, inspirations. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukum Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyama Mritat. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukhabhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityor Ma Mritam Gamaya Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Hari Om.